Commenter Will Be Rob 6582 writes, quote, "Do you believe it is morally acceptable to kill a non-human animal for food but not a human? If so, what moral difference between the two do you think would make it okay to kill one for food but not the other?" End quote. So the question is phrased in terms that might generously be called thought-provoking, but in fact it ain't a hard question at all. Morality is a social consensus regarding how folks ought to behave toward one another, and our concept of right and wrong comes from our experience with how other folks react to the things we say and do. Things that we call right is things that elicit a positive response from other folks, and things we call wrong is things that provoke a negative response. A lot of folks these days is expressing hateful, ignorant, and generally bigoted opinions, which they has a right to do, but it don't change the fact that other folks has a right to react negatively to these sorts of antisocial attitudes. The haters call this quote-unquote cancel culture, but it's just real-world morality in action. When we understand how real-world morality works, it's easy to see why eating meat is morally okay and why eating other humans is wrong. You start going around killing folks and eating them, and you're going to see some serious negative reaction from other folks. That's how morality works. Morality is a social consensus regarding how folks ought to behave toward one another, and if you violate the consensus, other folks is going to enforce it on you. You may not like it. You may pretend that there's some invisible, universal, unfalsifiable higher power that's going to define moral obligations in a way that suits your personal preferences, but that ain't real-world morality. And the quicker we all realize that, the better off we'll all be.